Hello again, my friend. Don't worry, it's just me. Morpheus, remember? Dreams, God, all that. There you go. I know I look a bit different this time. I wanted to mix it up a little, keep you on your toes. Besides, I look different every time. I told you that. It's all part of my fun. But how are you? It looks like you've been sleeping more than you were. That's a good thing. Always happy to see you exploring the dreamscapes we make for you. Good and bad. So, why more sleep? Has work eased off a bit? Stress levels gone down? Very glad to hear it. It would have been sweeter if you'd said you couldn't resist coming back to spend time with me, but the truth is better than a fantasy. Every single time. And I say that as someone who traffics in fantasy. Well, as long as you're doing better, and not having to resort to chemical means to sleep. That's a hard path to travel. There's nothing wrong with them if used sparingly. For some people, they can be a real godsend. But for many people, using them can be a problem. Or rather, it can become one, over time. The people forget how to sleep without the chemicals. They become addicted. Their brain chemistry changes. I wouldn't want that to happen to you. Not at all. Your brain is nice the way it is. I am quite interested in it. Don't worry about it. Also, I can't help but notice that you haven't been lucid dreaming as often. You seem to be just sort of allowing your dreams to happen to you, like other people do. Is that on purpose? I told you I keep tabs on you. You fascinate me. And what you do or don't do matters to me. Call it professional curiosity. I want to know more about your power, what you can do, how far it goes. Are you deliberately restraining yourself? Have you grown bored with manipulating your own dreams? Or are you concerned that I noticed and want to keep a low profile? You don't have to tell me, it's totally fine. I get that you don't entirely trust me. Why should you? A godlike entity appearing to you in your sleep, telling you that she makes your dreams and that she's watching you. It'd be enough to put anyone off. And I don't think so highly of myself that I would expect to have convinced you otherwise after a single conversation. But I did say I'd be back, and here I am. Well, I had an idea. Something I wanted to run past you. See what you think. Are you game? Relax, it's not going to hurt you, or even scare you, I hope. Have a seat, right there. I was giving some thought to what you asked me about before, the part about visiting other dreams. The visions crafted for other people that they experience far more passively than you do. No, we won't be doing that. Not quite. I can't exactly bring you out of your own consciousness, not without damaging your corporeal form. I looked into it. Of course I did. I'd never thought about doing that before, so I wondered if it were even possible. Me doing it for you, removing you from here and taking you with me, would irrevocably harm the rest of you. You'd be in what amounts to a coma state, unreachable by the outside world, possibly forever. I know some people can project themselves out of their physical forms and travel about, but there are limits to what they can do, and I don't think you have those talents. Even if you did, there's a difference between traveling the world out of your body and stepping into other people's dreams. I still think that would be not a great thing for you to turn up in other people's subconscious minds unexpectedly, even if it were possible. You really shouldn't be there, any more than they should be in your private dream space. Privacy is still a thing, you know. Not private from me, of course, but private from each other. You humans have your agency, your autonomy. And dreams are some of the most vulnerable spaces you'll ever occupy. People feel so much in dreams. They experience so much. They wake up screaming, or crying, or even laughing sometimes. It's a place where the average person has no control over what they'll feel, and for that, they deserve the security of knowing they're alone in that space. So no, not in that way. That's not what I was thinking. But instead of that, I thought maybe I could bring some other dreams here. Call it an experiment. You've shown you can manipulate your own dreams, the landscapes that my brothers and I make for you. I wonder if you can do it for dreams that are specifically created for other people and not for you. I wonder if you have that sort of control in a space entirely foreign to you. What can I say? I like experiments. I have quite a scientific mind, you know. It probably seems like all of my focus is on the creative sphere, making these worlds and everything in them, but I am analytical at my core. I like to test and retest and test some more. And in your case, I want to test a lot of things. Of course, I want to see how you tick. So how about I conjure someone else's dream right now, and we see what you can do with that. It should be perfectly safe. I'll pick someone you don't know who isn't anywhere near here, so you won't be able to figure out who they are. All identities will be protected. Consider it an entirely hypothetical space. For them, it's a serious dream, full of the things that we pull from their own subconscious mind. But for you, it's a fantasy landscape, new and fresh. Wonderful. I knew you'd be up for it. You seem the adventurous type. Let's see. Give me a moment. I've got something in mind. All right, here we are. This is the dream of a man who lives on the other side of the world. Nothing here should be familiar to you. Are you stable here? Do you feel all right so far? Nothing feels wrong or sick or anything of that nature? Good. Now let's see what you can do. Look around. Find something you want to alter. You can start small if you like. Sure, change the sign. What would you prefer it say? Oh, interesting. It happened so fast, a literal blink of the eye. That seemed to be easy for you, was it? Good to know. Let's go larger. Can you add something significant? Something you conjure out of thin air that doesn't exist in any form right now? Bigger than a tree. A building, maybe? On that patch of land down there? Go right ahead. Make me a building. Any sort of structure will do, whenever you're ready. Lovely. What a pretty little cottage. Not at all what I expected, but somehow much better. Look at all the detail you've added. The flower boxes in particular are so quaint. All of that just came to you on the spot. And it didn't cause you to even break a sweat to make it appear. Come on, we're going for a closer look. I want to see how deep your creation goes. Come on, with me. You have art to show off. Let's see. Pretty little fence. The gate is adorable. The lattice work on these windows, what a nice feature. And these paving stones as well. They're warm. I can feel them. Warmed by the sun, perhaps? Whatever sun was shining on this place before it was here? Very nice. Let's go in. Oh my, so cozy. The fire in the hearth, the little decorative touches. Everything seems well worn and well loved, but still well cared for. And the smells. Cedar, a bit of smoke, something baking. Layers upon layers of sensory input. There's a spirit to this place, a depth to it. It's so much more than a superficial set. It's almost alive. And 2 mugs of cocoa just sitting here. Should we try some? Does your art extend to flavor as well? Let's find out. It does indeed. What a delicious cup of cocoa. And the warmth of it in my hands is so tactile. I'm quite impressed. Oh, yes, very. Most people, if asked to conjure a building out of their imagination, would create some block of concrete and glass, something plain and functional, designed for occupying space and not much else. But you made a little world. You brought this cottage into existence, and now it's here, fully formed, full for all the senses, as if it were something in the real world. Is it? Is it a place in the real world? Did you base this on something real? Because it's nearly too good. When we make dreams for people, we include a lot of detail, but usually not this much. Too much detail tends to be lost on people. They can often only remember small bits of their dreams, or little corners here and there. They might miss entire rooms. They might not see color. They might not get the smells or the tastes. It varies by person. Something of this level would almost not be worth doing because of how much of it would go missed, unappreciated. But it was nothing at all for you and your lucid dreaming skill to make it appear. Birthed fully formed like Athena from Zeus's forehead. So, does it exist in reality? Even more intriguing. Tell me, dreamer, are you a god? Have you been hiding your divinity from me? It wouldn't be the first time. Demigod, then? Shall we prick you and see if you bleed? It wouldn't matter here anyway. Don't fret yourself. I trust that you're mortal. Well, mortal enough. But there's more to you than just the ease of moving through your dreams. There's more than this lucid power of yours. I can't explain it, but I want to learn it better. Very much so. And I very much hope you'll allow me to do that. Good, but not tonight. We've done enough tonight, you and me. Let's get you back to a lighter sleep so you can wake naturally and start your day. And when you feel drowsy again, I'll be here. Don't be silly. I won't do anything to make you fall asleep. I don't interfere with your real life. There's nothing to gain from that. Not at all. Think about it. I'm in no hurry. I'm immortal, after all. I have all the time in the world. And you will fall asleep eventually. Everyone does. So I'll see you when I see you. Take your time, dreamer. All of this will wait.